Alright, everyone. Finally, we are going to conclude this series as we are going to build a rack system. So, we have been able to learn a lot of things, specifically in focus to create a rack system with the help of Langchain. And now we are going to bring all of the things back here because we are going to bring the Azure Chat OpenAI model, the embedding, the databases that we have created, the text splitting using an actual document. So for all of these things I am going to do an import quickly for you, and as you can see, let's import Langchain core. Let's import prompts, let's import chat template, chat message prompt template, and we'll also need some other things from Langchain, that is the runnables. So we need chains because I'm going to show you how can you make a chain execution of rack, which is very an interesting way of calling your rack system that makes your code really clean when you are building things in production systems. So here what I've done, I have bring all of the embedding model text splitting documents the way we were doing in the episode 1. Feel free to check it out, and from there what we are going to do, we are going to create databases, and we'll need to pass our embedding models. After that, what we are going to do is to bring the collection. So the connection URI we have provided in line number 11. Let's call a retriever. So we'll call database as retriever, and then we are going to set the quarks. Let me search the documentation. It's written there. Yeah, this is the search quarks, and there we can specify the k value, that is the number of similar document that we are going to retrieve. And then let's call query what is Langchain, and what will happen, this retriever is going to invoke this query. Let's call it, and then we can see the documentations. So this is not how you are going to do an actual. The proper way of doing is through calling a chain decorator, but for now let's see if everything's works fine. And so let's create a chat prompt template, and there we are going to give this retrieve doc as the context. Let me write a simple prompt for our model. So answer this question only the following context, and we are going to pass the context, the question. Now let's invoke our LLM. Let's use GPT-5 mini, and we'll set the temperature to 0. So LLM chain, first LLM, prompt, then LLM, and let's see, this is going to be our LLM chain, and we can call dot invoke, and then here we can pass a dictionary of context in the question. So for context, let's pass the doc that we have retrieved from our retriever, and our question. So let's pass the query. Let's see what has been returned. So this is how usually it goes. First retrieve document, pass it in the context, and then ask your LLM to generate response. Let's run it. It will take some time because it is creating an embedding, saving them into database. For the first time it will take some time. Meanwhile, make sure to check the other videos where we have learned all of the concepts that we have developed so far. So here you can see we got the context, and this is what we have saved in the documentation. That's why it is returning from there. This is awesome. Now we are going to learn a better way of doing this thing, which is, let's use the chain decorator. Let's add the chain, let's define its QA agent, and we'll pass our input query, and here we are going to call the retriever as invoke, and we'll pass the input, and then we'll format our prompt dot format prompt dot invoke, and then pass the same dictionary. So the context as the docs, we need to pass this in the dictionary, and then also the question, which is our input. Now let's format it, let's invoke it. Let me call the LLM dot invoke, and then we can pass the formatted one. Let me see if everything is fine here. Let's actually, we need to call the LLM chain because it has the prompt and LLM. Let's see, let's just run it and see if everything's work fine. Let's call our let's collect the response of QA invoke, and let's pass the query. Let's see the context directly. Let's run module 2 rack, basic rack, and hopefully there is no error. I feel there's something missing here, but that's not an issue. Let me re-verify it. We are Langchain, and I think we should call the Langchain because actually we have to call an LLM, as the formatting we are calling on line number 56. Sorry if I'm creating confusion, but I think that's the way. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it throws an error. So yeah, it's happening because we need to call the LLM here. Then everything, it was correct on the first time itself. Let's run it and see if it works. It's taking some time. That's okay. Meanwhile, let's sum up things that we have learned. This series was basically in focus of learning the rack concepts that usually you won't find on any YouTube tutorial, because people do skip those concepts. They are indeed very much required. And then now we are going to move on to Langchain graphs or LangGraph, and we are going to deep dive into agents and all. So there you go, we have our output, which is pretty awesome. This is what we wanted. Thank you, really, really thank you very much for watching this series. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.